Hi Taurus, and welcome to your July predictions reading. I was just checking if the audio was working. It looks like we're good to go. You are my last fixed sign reading for today, and we are having a look at what you can expect in the month of July. So if you're watching this after I've been live, I will have this typed in the description box. But basically, we're going to start by looking at your overall theme, and then we're going to break that down into the three key aspects of your life, looking at love, life in general, your lifestyle, and your finances. Hi, welcome. Thank you. I am well. I hope you're well too. So, we're going to get into it. To open this reading, I'm going to set my intentions. I highly recommend you set yours as well. Think about what you're hoping to know for July. Is there like a specific question on your mind or a key area of your life that you would like me to focus on? And also consider setting your intentions when it comes to like key signs of confirmation that you may need to see or hear in order to confirm this reading. Hi Alex, welcome from Peru. Amazing. Welcome. Let's have a look now. Spirit, what is Taurus's overall theme for the month of July, please? What is Taurus's overall theme for the month of July? That was pretty quick. I can't take all those cards, so we'll just take the top one. We have the Princess of Coins coming out with the High Priestess at the back of the deck and the Seven of Coins. Interesting. I'm going to pull you down just in case there's symbolism in these cards that may be helpful. Princess of Coins, you're taking a journey in July. That sounds so that sounds so crazy to say out loud. You're taking a journey. No, but the Princess of Coins is ultimately about feeling like a student. You're still learning, you're trying to figure it out. And with the coins here, you're trying to figure out what it is you should be applying yourself towards. What it is you should be investing your money, your time, your effort. It's like an apprenticeship, or it can also feel like an internship with the Princess of Coins, where you get to sort of try out an experience before you fully commit to it. So literally, we are always on a journey. It felt so weird to say out loud, but it does feel like this is you putting yourself in the position of learning, where you're trying to figure out, well, how much more do I want to do this? And honestly, a page is usually optimistic because you wouldn't try unless you saw some benefit to it. But the Page of Coins takes this very seriously. They don't want to waste their time. They don't want to put all of this effort into something and it's not even going to pay off. So this has to be meaningful. It has to be worth your time. It has to pay off in the long run. And it also has to feel like it gives you the security that you need, the stability that you need. So with the High Priestess reversed, you're not really trying to listen to your intuition. You're trying to listen to your head, and you're trying to make a practical, logical decision about this journey that you're on. So let's have a look now at those three key areas of your life. We're going to start with love. How does that overall theme connect with your love life? Wow, that's awesome. Is there a reason why you like the Page of Coins the most? Spirit, what is happening in love for Taurus, please? What is happening in love for Taurus in the month of July? We have the second house. This is a house that you're very comfortable in. It's very connected to Taurus. So I love to see that in love. With it reversed, you're trying to kind of like put yourself out of your comfort zone, which is still something that you can be good at if it's for the right reasons. So let's have a look at your life now. What is going on in Taurus's life and lifestyle? The Pisces, okay. Don't know how I feel about that. That's a lot of unknowns. We have fire in your finances, and we also have Pluto. So transformative change. So this is where I'm seeing that Page of Coins. It's like, how far am I going to take this? We have 5 at the back of this deck. So overall, the Celestial Bodies Oracle is kind of more here. Like, it's talking more about a change, and how July is about your ability to adapt to those changes. And I'll be honest, some of these changes were self-inflicted. You were ready. You put your hand up and you said, yes, I'm ready to keep learning. I'm ready to be a student or to take on a new experience, and I'm ready to start fairly fresh. But I'm coming into this with the expectations that it's going to give me stability, it's going to give me financial success, and it's also going to be worth my time. It's going to be worth my time and my effort. And so July sees you applying yourself, navigating change, navigating, little challenges as they arise, and ultimately being in a little bit of like a new space where you're not experienced in what you're doing, but you're figuring it out as you go. And I want to say that your head is very much guiding you. You're using your logic, you're being reasonable, you're trying not to get too carried away with the unknown. Like, you don't want to read between the lines too much. You don't want to obsess over what the future could hold, and you're really trying not to take on any fear. Like, you're really trying not to even take on other people's fears and concerns. So for that reason, you guys may not be the most social people in the month of July. You're very just in your own lane, and you're open to these new experiences, but you don't want people to just be spreading doubt. You're being very careful and protective of your energy as well. So let's have a look at your love really quickly. With this second house, I'm going to pull tarot as well to have a look at this. But I do think that this second house energy in your love life is about trying to be flexible. You're trying to adapt. You're trying to push yourself, and you would only do that for the right reasons. So either there's someone in your life who you're trying to be flexible for, or you're ready to try to do something different here in your love life. And it involves putting yourself out there in new environments, being more willing to make changes, and also being busier. Like, you're either like spending more time with this person, or you're having to reset your expectations of how much time you spend with them with this second house. Now, if you're single and you're not dealing with anybody at all, this second house reverse could mean that you're trying to figure out in July, well, how much time do I have to try to find the love of my life? Like, is this really going to happen in July? If you are single, there could be skepticism here with the second house reverse that is influencing how available you make yourself. Because on one hand, you want to try something new because you do think that if doing the same thing over and over again isn't working, then that's just madness. But on the other hand, you're a busy person. You don't have a lot of time to be out here meeting new people. So it does feel like you're trying to figure that out. How much time do I put in? How much effort do I make? Is it even worth it right now? Should it be this hard? So that's what I'm seeing for your love life, but we'll clarify all of these with tarot. In your life in general, which includes your lifestyle, we have Pisces. Now, for Taurus placements, Pisces can be encouraging you to try to lead with your heart more and to connect emotionally to your decisions so that you're more emotionally at peace with the consequences of those decisions. But everything else in your reading is telling you not to do that. So I don't think that you're comfortable doing this. I think that something in your lifestyle has this emotional weight to it, whether it's a family member that's projecting this onto you or a platonic connection from a friend or a family member. But it just feels like there's something here that you have to make peace with before you can move forward. And Pisces is not a comfortable feeling for you. You're like, why is this such a big deal? Why do we have to even talk about it? Or why do we have to dwell on it? And to be honest, with Pisces and Taurus, that's how grudges are made. Like if you're not able to get over it, or if they're not able to get over it, that's how we see the fixed signs develop grudges. So I'm curious to see what this actually means with tarot, but it does have this uncomfortable feeling of you're being encouraged to emotionally process something, but it feels like your lifestyle is moving at a pace where you're like, why is this important? Why do I need to do this? I'm just going to keep moving forward and it'll figure itself out. So looking at your finances as the final piece to this puzzle before we get some tarot, we see a little bit more water with Pluto, but we also see fire over here. And so in your finances, I feel like you're either working on something that's just started and really trying to get it off the ground, or you're trying to evaluate with your money, what am I working with here? There's been some sort of change to your finances, and in July, there's a strong feeling of, is this, like, do I need to be more careful about my money, or can I afford to spend more money because I want to? And there's a real strong reason behind this desire to spend money in July. It feels sentimental. It feels like it's about buying something for a loved one, or celebrating something, or trying to achieve or do something that you've been wanting to do for a while. But for some reason, July with the money, it just feels like a risk. It feels like with Pluto reversed and this fire energy reversed, be careful. And I'm even hearing like, don't do it. Like if you had an accountant, I feel like they would say to you, July is not the month. Like just wait till August, wait till September. It's a bit too risky. So I'm interested to see what that's about, but it does feel like you got to be a little bit careful about overspending and just making these emotionally based decisions that feel a little bit too spontaneous, that aren't very calculated when it comes to money. So let's start with love though. Let's get some tarot out and we'll have a look at love with this second house. What is going on? Thank you so much to those in the chat. I am every now and then reading comments. It's just, you're my last reading, and I do feel like I'm in this channel where I'm connected, and sometimes when I'm channeling, it's hard for me to just break that channel and interact with the chat, but I'm so grateful. I am looking over and I am reading, so thank you so much for the interactions and for letting me know how the messages are resonating. Spirit, when it comes, why am I shuffling this deck? Oh my gosh, stop. We're supposed to be using this one. I literally just proved my point. The channel is deep. Like, I didn't even realize I was shuffling the wrong deck that whole time. Oh my gosh. All right, Spirit. When it comes to Taurus's love life in July, what can they expect? I thought it felt weird too. I'm like, this isn't supposed to be this hard to shuffle. What is going on with Taurus's love life in July? We have the Ten of Cups. What else can you tell us about Taurus's love life? The Five of Pentacles. Where are we? Okay, I might give us a bit more space here. But yes, by all means, go back and rewatch the signs that you have those stronger placements with. We have the Empress. Interesting. At the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Alex, that makes so much more sense with Pisces coming out this much. So Ace of Pentacles in your love life, there's a lot of earth here. Are we surprised? You are Taurus. But with the Empress here, this is your energy. Strong Venus energy, so it also has a connection to Libra. But with the Empress and the second house here, we're seeing a lot of Taurus energy already in your love life. Themes of self-love, nurturing, creation. Spirit stopped me before I said that. So maybe we do need to be a little bit careful about being too fertile. Is it the right time to start a family or to add to the family? But I do think with the Empress being here, there is a strong energy here of trying to create in love and trying to expand in love with a deeper meaning, with more of a grounded feeling, a feeling that helps you feel safe with whoever you are creating something with, and in a space and around people who see you as this high value person. As a Taurus, whatever the placements are, whether it's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or anything in between, Taurus placements tend to be natural givers, and they tend to also expect those around them to be the same, because they believe that that's what makes relationships harmonious, is this generosity, this giving and putting in time, making time for each other, showing up when it counts. So I do see this being a big theme here. However, with the second house being reversed, I think it's important. Oh my gosh, you're both Pisces risings. That's crazy. With the second house being reversed, I do think that July is where you're making a stand for yourself because you have to. Does that make sense? It could indicate that something happened before July or right when July starts where it makes you realize, oh my gosh, I'm doing too much. I need to just focus on myself, and I need to make sure that I'm taken care of. I need to make sure I'm not over-giving to other people, because that's what I see here. With the Ten of Cups reversed, this could be a family member who's expecting so much from you, or if you have children, it could feel like you're in that unbalanced dynamic where you're giving so much to your kids and you're not getting thanked for it at the end of the day. But it's just this awareness of, I need to make time for me. And it's a recurring theme in July. It's a recurring theme, and it's impacting your love life because it's making you want to just focus on yourself. It's making you want to be careful about expecting more from the people around you. And it's also making you want to just almost nest and wait for something worth coming out for, if that makes sense. So I do think that for those who are in relationships, July is going to test your relationship because it's making you both feel like you aren't on the same page. And when it comes to your love languages, you know that your partner is showing up for you, but you also feel like you're just not getting enough. And that's where you realize, oh my gosh, I'm not showing up for myself, but also I've got other relationships in my life that are expecting too much from me. So you may be projecting things onto your partner instead of addressing those family connections or friendships, or being able to have that conversation with your children. You may be projecting that onto your partner. For those who are single, I still think that this theme is obvious in platonic connections, but I think that it's making you be very careful about who you're bringing into your close circle. Even if you're just talking to someone, because there is an ace here. So there is an opportunity here. But for my singles, I just think that 10 of Cups reversed, 5 of Pentacles reversed, is it worth risking, is what it feels like. Is it worth risking? Do I really put myself in an uncomfortable position where I'm trying to get to know someone new or putting myself out there? Is it worth prioritizing? It feels like love may not be a priority, but it is a want, it is a need. And you're having to figure out how to manage those needs and whether you should address those wants in July, or if you should just deal with what you've got for now and focus on yourself until something bigger comes along, something worth focusing on comes along with this Ace of Pentacles. If there is a situationship that is kind of messy at this stage, I think it might be wrapping up in the early weeks of July, because there seems to be this awareness here of this isn't my happy ending. With the 10 of Cups reversed, you enter July with this feeling of this isn't my happy ending, and I do need to make changes, but I can't control other people, so I'm just going to focus on myself, and I'm going to focus on making sure that my needs are met, making sure that I know my value, and making sure that whoever chooses to interact with me knows that I'm high value as well. The thing is that you're very fertile in July, and as you end July, your energy is even more like attractive. It has this genuine glow to it where you're attracting people towards you. That could mean that if you're not dealing with anybody, you may be attracting somebody you've already dealt with, but I don't think that that's going to be a problem because you're the Empress. The Empress knows how to deal with that kind of behavior. So there is this overall high value energy in your love reading that is making you question whether or not to prioritize romance in July, because you've got bigger things happening. And also, if you're already in a relationship, you're still trying to figure out, well, how do I prioritize my partner when I also have things happening? I've got to address my needs as well. So to be honest, it's very self-focused. Depending on who's watching, you know, the cross-watcher might go, oh wow, Taurus is being so selfish. But as your reader, it feels like it's, again, a practical decision that comes down to my time is precious, my effort is precious, and I'm not just going to be giving that away to anybody. So it really falls in theme with that Princess of Coins and the 5 up here. So that's what I'm seeing when it comes to love. Let's have a look at your life now. Was this where we saw Pisces? Yes. Pisces. I still can't believe you're Pisces risings, both of you. That's wild. All right. Let's have a look. What is happening in life for Taurus spirit? What can Taurus expect in July in terms of their lifestyle? 8 of Swords reversed. Knight of Wands reversed. And we have the 5 of Pentacles and the Wheel. The back of the deck is the Page of Cups. Yeah, definitely. I think the Pisces thing is a powerful sign of confirmation, but obviously use your discernment as well. And yeah, don't let anything take from you. Only take what resonates. So when it comes to your lifestyle, with the Page of Cups reversed, this is Pisces energy to me. It's a tentative energy. It's a protective energy, and it's not how Pisces is usually described. But to me, this is Pisces who's trying to figure things out, who's trying to, again, be very practical, but also who's trying to make sure that they're not being taken advantage of. So your lifestyle has strong protecting my heart energy, not trying to be a pushover or a people pleaser energy, making sure that people aren't taking advantage of me energy. And in some cases, this is you verbalizing that and having conversations with people, sending those messages that say, hey, I don't like the way that you talk to me, or I'm not going to be there to help you clean this morning because I need to look after my own household. But basically, the Page of Cups to me, when it's reversed, is no more Mr. Nice Guy. It's us standing up for ourselves, talking straight, saying some pretty serious things to people about how we feel, what we're going through, and not sugarcoating it. We're not trying to make it sound nice. We're not trying to be the nice person all the time, which is why in your lifestyle with family and friends, it seems like you're done with the people pleasing. In fact, you're feeling hard done by with this Five of Pentacles. You feel like people have been either taking advantage of you or taking more than they've been giving, whether it's time, whether it's connection, expectations. Your lifestyle is feeling a little bit lonely, sweets. Like, the way that I would describe it is that July is about putting the pieces together with the Eight of Swords, tying up the loose ends of information and realizing, oh my God, I can't believe that happened to me. And you're getting clarity here about how you can get out of this, how you can do something or say something to empower you so that you don't feel like a victim of these circumstances, and so that you feel like you have more control, which I love. You start July with this shift in mindset of, I'm not the victim and I'm going to find a way out of this. But with the Knight of Wands next to that, it's very hard for you to figure out, well, what do I do with this actually? I have this clarity, but now how do I turn it into something? What do I do? And you don't come across as somebody that can be vindictive consistently, but this is likely that you will have an outburst where enough is enough and it's very random, and whoever's on the receiving end could feel like, what the hell happened to Taurus? Like, what the heck? That was so out of nowhere. But for you, it makes sense. You've been pushed to a point where now you need to release this energy. And there's anger here in the Knight of Wands, but there's also just this strong feeling of frustration. The Knight of Wands reversed is frustrated that they don't have their chance to do things that they want to do. A Knight of Wands is very much a free spirit and needs to feel like they have their independence, like they have their freedom, and like they have the chance to just follow their flow, whatever that means. So when it's reversed, and in your reading, your lifestyle in July, the interactions that you're having with people, whether it's just colleagues or family or friends or all of them, is pushing you to a point where you're like, oh my God, I need to be able to do something for me. I need to, first of all, release this frustration, but I also need to have more room and time and energy for the things that I want to do and for the things that I expect, rather than always meeting other people's demands. So I do think that July has you feeling like you've been forced to compromise or sacrifice something too far, to the point where with the Five of Pentacles and the Wheel here, the damage has been done. I see you finishing July, committing to a big change that feels risky, but it also feels like you've been pushed to that point. To go from the Knight of Wands reverse to the Wheel, I would go out of my way to say, Taurus, that your lifestyle is going to push you towards spending money in a very sudden way, a spontaneous way that is going to shock a lot of people. But for you, like, you just need to. You needed to do this. You needed to do something for yourself instead of feeling like you're doing things for all these other people and all these other responsibilities. So you're likely to spend money on either a creative interest or travel is the most common thing here with these two cards. An overseas experience, a long distance experience, a cultural experience, a spiritual experience, or a creative experience. And the desire is to be able to breathe, to be able to have a break from this, and to be able to do something for yourself. Even if it's not logical, it's like you've been pushed to that point. So that's what I'm seeing when it comes to your lifestyle. And that's why I think this Pisces energy is here, because it's a spiritual calling, but you're treating it like a mental decision, when actually it's a sign that your soul isn't at peace with what's happening and your energy is being conflicted. So let's see how that impacts your finances, because the Five of Pentacles does not look particularly happy, but let's get confirmation from your finances now. So when I pulled these cards, they chose to come out together, both reversed. Let's see what Tarot has to say. Spirit, what? Oh, good luck, Alex. Oh my gosh. Beautiful, powerful step, and I hope it goes well. Okay, Spirit. What is happening for Taurus's finances in July? Oh, what is happening for Taurus's? Thank you, Spirit. We'll just take that one. The Nine of Swords. Okay. I'm hearing regrets. Page of Cups. Why do you regret it though? The Six of Cups. I think it's just because you have that Taurus placement. The thing that I think a lot of Taurus signs forget is that you're Earth, but you have that connection to Venus that makes you care. You have that deep earth-based empathy and that sentimental side to you that wants life to have a deeper meaning. And it may not be the way that Pisces interprets deeper meanings, or Sagittarius, or other signs, but for you, with your Taurus placements, your life, your choices, and the things that you commit yourself to need to feel right. They need to align with your nature, and they need to have a deeper meaning. Otherwise, it's mundane, it's boring. What's the point? You have the tendency to feel very trapped by your responsibilities if they don't contribute towards a deeper meaning, a sentimental reason, and a deep care. So this isn't surprising to me, but it feels uncomfortable in your energy. So I do think with this fire and Pluto here, when it comes to your finances in July, this is uncomfortable. You feel like you're making mistakes. You feel like you're regretting the choices that you've made, because you're still in the dark phase of the change. You're at a point where you've already committed to some sort of change. It's happening in July. It's like that awkward stage where it doesn't look finished. And I'm actually seeing like a baby bird where they've started to grow feathers and they just look crazy. Like you look at that and you go, that's supposed to be a bird? What in the alien species? It's not comfortable. And it's that awkward stage of growth where you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? The results just don't add up. I'm such a failure. And I see in July that that part of your brain is doubting whether you've done enough, whether you've made too many mistakes, and whether this risk that you've taken is going to pay off, because right now it's uncomfortable and it's hurting your money and it's also emotionally conflicting and mentally conflicting, and you're not seeing progress, so it's frustrating. But with the Six of Cups here, you are connected to your why. The reason why you were doing this in the first place is to have that overall harmony, that overall connection to, this is worth doing because it's going to help me. It's going to create more balance in my life. It's going to be better for my close relationships. It's going to make my inner child happy, or it's going to help me have that balance lifestyle that I'm looking for. So it's really important that in those moments of doubt, you connect back to your why, to your deeper sense of meaning, of making life meaningful for yourself, and of letting your actions lead you through that. Because the Page of Cups in the middle of the reading is a beautiful insight into how you're going to get through those tougher moments. You seem to be able to look at your life in July, and when it comes to your money, you look at it as something that is adapting, it's growing, it's developing. Much like you with this Page of Coins, your finances aren't always going to be like this. Your expenses aren't always going to be like this, and your income isn't always going to be like this. It's growing, it's adapting, and so are you. So when it comes to your money, you have this sentimental anchor that is keeping you as calm as you can amidst the anxious thoughts, the intrusive thoughts, and the weight of your past decisions, which is why the Three of Swords is here. The Three of Swords reversed represents the weight of decisions and conversations and changes that we can't change, but they still feel like they're there. They're haunting us in our recent past. And so in July, you may be confronted with a conversation from somebody else about a past decision, a past choice that you made. And it could be a loved one who's saying, like, I'm really worried about you, Taurus. Are you sure this is the right choice for you to make? I'm really worried about this, Taurus. Are you sure this is what you want to do? It's not too late. Just, back out now, blink twice if you need help. But with the Page of Cups in the middle and the Six of Cups here, it's really just about being patient with your progress. And I know I sound delusional, especially next to these two cards, but we got to come back to what brought us here, Pluto and fire. I think you're just in that awkward stage of transitioning where it just looks ridiculous. It's not fair to take a screenshot of your life while you're transitioning and to expect it to be like that forever. It's like the worst thing. It's like when parents pull out photos of you in your teenage years and you're like, Mum, really? Why would you show people that photo? So July with your finances is you transitioning through an awkward phase where you're having to trust yourself, you're having to trust the progress, you're having to trust your heart, and you're also having to deal with other people's projected fears and when questioning your decisions. I want to say the good thing about this is you have some beautiful supportive figures in your life who are with you every step of the way, whether these are children, parents, a spouse, or a best friend, or I'm even hearing an AI chatbot. Look, no judgment, but you have these supportive people in your corner who are able to be there to help you through this. But it is an awkward stage. So remember that when you're in this Nine of Swords moment, use it as your anchor and use it to help you figure out how you're supposed to reply to people who can't mind their business, because that's ridiculous. It's the last thing you needed, but it is likely to happen in July, so at least you know about it now. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Taurus. I'm going to end your reading there. I wish you all the best, sweet souls. You've got this. I wish I could be a part of this circle to be like, I told you, you're going to be fine. You've got this. You're doing better than you think, actually. You just have really high expectations of yourself. So you're going to be doing better than you think, which is beautiful if you can just appreciate that in the moment. But I know that that's easier said than done. So look after yourselves. Thank you to those in the chat. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you to those who are interacting with this video after it goes live and as it was live. I appreciate your energy exchange, your time, and your support. As we part ways, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Look after your beautiful selves. Bye.